All right, now we are recording. So, welcome to you ladies. I hope y'all are having a good afternoon. Are we? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Are we all good? Am I the only one having internet issues, or is everybody?
I think mine just said unstable, but
Okay.
I have ours, but
Yeah.
it just froze for a second.
Yeah, mine did too. So I guess just kind of like we'll tolerate it and see what happens.
Okay.
We're all crashing Zoom because we have such a full house, so that's awesome. That are any of you guys using a really good Coach Basics system for your new coaches as of yet that you would like to share?
I'm scrolling through.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're all kind of where we would kind of need some improvement.
Yes.
Okay.
Good deal. How many of you went through the coach training that's in the back office? And you can unmute yourself.
I did. I went through the coach training in the back office, and I also did the one that Michelle gave me, the Elite Stronghold. Both are very similar.
Okay.
Okay. And you went through, Hallie, you're talking about, so you did do one in the back office and
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. So like out of all of us, one of us, is there somebody else on the phone that has done it?
Yeah, and I don't know who that is. The 219 number. That's on the phone. No. Ari, what about you? Did you do any of the coach training?
I started the one on the back, and then I kind of like got distracted with things and never finished it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we all pretty familiar with how to get there, or do you need me to share my screen and show everybody what we're talking about as far as the training in the back office?
I still think that would be helpful.
Okay. Let me see if I can figure out how to pull it up without disconnecting everyone in the process. All right, let me try to find it. I apologize. I should have had this pulled up already.
And I'll just go ahead and preface the purpose of this call was Heidi kind of asked Kelsey and myself like what we were doing for coach training because you're in my downline involved. We had some training that like I've put together, but I never really was sending anybody to the back office. Probably just wasn't really familiar with the back office, and since seeing it, I kind of want, I've been trying to figure out ways to incorporate a little back office with just some of there's some really great people out there that aren't in the back office that are from coaches. So that's kind of where this culture and that's kind of what Kelsey and I have been doing with was we found videos from coaches that were awesome, but we pay this $15 service fee every month, and it's for this awesome coach training that is in the back office. And it is really great training. It's just sometimes people need to hear it a different way. And sometimes, like for myself, I was attracted to certain coaches, like Anita Myron, for example. I really have enjoyed training from her. Scotty Hobbs, I've really enjoyed training from him. Bob Lucido, it's just, there's training out there, but we're trying to find a very nice solidified system of how to get information to our coaches for people that need to maybe self-pace. And, back office is really great for that. And then just to know that it's there for your coaches to use, for you to actually share with your coaches on how to use. That was what I wasn't sure how to share it. I'll be honest, I didn't do it.
Well, and the other issue that we were coming across is that our like with us, whenever we become coaches and we want our coaches to start doing something, then we feel like we have the need to create our own coach basic or training. Then our coaches in turn feel like because we did our own, then they have to do their own. And so everybody continues to recreate the wheel. And so now everybody doesn't know where to start or how they're going to start. And so we're all not starting them, correctly. So at least the purpose of this is just to kind of mastermind and brainstorm to where if we are doing something great, but to also make sure that we're all using the tools that we're paying the business fee to actually use, to where we can tell our coaches, like, here, go and do this. So let me share my screen. Yeah, there we go. I think, uh-oh. Is it? Okay, I've never shared the screen. I don't know. Okay, let's see. That's not the right one. Where is it? And now can you see my back office?
It's a blank screen for me.
Okay.
Say Heidi Norman has started screen sharing.
I did. Let me see. You guys are going to have to... Is it... No, it's a stop share. Can you see the back office now? Or okay. Sorry guys, that's the first time I've ever had to do that. So I'm like, y'all are my guinea pigs. I apologize. So you would go over to the news and training and click on training. And then what we're talking about here is the getting started area and the coaching area. So you would tell them, to just sign into their account and click on the tabs. And then there's everything that you need to know. So as far as like, you can even tell them, like, go through the do this section and then call me and like, let me know where you're at, and then go through the know this section and like, get with me, or like the learn how, and kind of give them assignments as far as what to do, and then go from there. But that's where the very first place that they would get started. And then there's for the coaching as well. And then it would be the same thing. So is any questions as far as that goes? Anything? All right. So, does anybody do y'all have anything that's working for you or that y'all found helpful in this back office training?
I'm going to be honest, Heidi, I've never actually been back here.
Well, then, no, don't laugh, Kelsey. That's the whole purpose. That's the whole purpose of this call, because I can guarantee you that you are not the only one.
Just being honest.
Yeah, I'm with Kelsey. I definitely didn't use this like I was supposed to. People kept saying, go to your back office training, use your back office training. I would go here and I would look at this stuff, but I'm like, is this what they're talking about? Because I'm like, what do they mean, go to your back office? So I know that, when I first start out a coach, I normally send them a video and I ask, and it goes through the different types of coaching that are available, whether it's discount, whether it's, a hobby coach where they kind of like want to make a little bit of extra money, but they don't really want to do it as a business. They just want a little bit extra here and there, or a go-getter coach, a running coach. And so I ask them to watch that video, and then I have them get back to me. And that's kind of how I base off of where they're going to go to training. And, and that's so exciting. I'm now seeing all this, Emily, you're a new coach. Yay. So anyways, I'm kind of seeing now after, having been here for a year that this training is good. I just needed to know that this was the actual thing that I was supposed to be looking at. For some reason, I thought that it was going to be like a question and answer type thing. And it doesn't really say, like, for example, when you go to this getting started tab and, you go to this training and there's PDF file here on the Learn How section. And it's like the business quick start. Like, I didn't know that I should have filled out that business quick start and gave it to Michelle, even though she probably told me. I just got going. So some people are going to just get going. Other people are going to want, oh, Katie, I didn't know what was above your head and I just got really scared and that was your cat's tail. Sorry. I was like, what is that? So anyways, I just, that's why, kind of like Heidi just said, make sure you're talking with your coaches. They're going through this training and telling them, do this, do the Learn How tab, and then get back in touch with me so that they actually fill out the business quick start and then they get back in touch with you. They learn the 4 vital behaviors and they get back in touch with you. So that, and it's kind of one of those, like, yes, we want them to, be the owner of their own business, their own CEO, but when we're all first starting, it's so much better, in my opinion, to bounce things off of your coach.
So I did the back office training. That was like, we did the new coach call, and then that was like my assignment. I definitely think that they should get back in touch with you because I did it, but I didn't do any of it. Like, I went through and read it all, but there was absolutely no action. So I think that, like, making them get back in touch with you after doing things is super important.
Okay. Yeah. I'm working on a document with Heidi and Kelsey, and it kind of goes through some of this stuff. It kind of goes through back office training as well as some, honestly, I just really like Anita Myron's training. So it kind of has some of hers in there, and it's a checklist where it's basically, let me see if I can pull it really quick, where it says, you're going to go through and you're going to, and the first thing is watch this training video. So it's a video I made that shows you how to get to this back office. It's going to say, listen to the National Wake Up Call. It's going to say, go to the back office and do this training and look at the 4 vital behaviors in the business quick start, and then send it filled out to your coach. And then it says back office training, watch your profile and websites video to make sure you're set up correctly. Another step, what personal development are you doing? Are you being a product of the product by drinking your Shakeology and doing your workout? And have you shared what you're doing with anyone? And so those are all separate little check marks. And then the next one is schedule a call with your coach. So I'm hoping, what do you guys think on that? Like, is that something? And if you want to see it, we can, I don't know, Heidi, if you have it pulled or if you want me to share, that's the other thing that we were kind of trying to figure out. Is that something that you guys think would work for new coaches, or is that too much or too little? I don't even know.
Tamara, did you say that it was like a checklist that you kind of go through and like, yes, and this, I'll get back with my coach?
Yep.
Me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
so Heidi and Kelsey have both seen it, so it is.
Okay, I love checklists. Okay. That way you can see, okay, I've done that, check. And I, exactly. It just makes it really easy to follow and easy to read. And,
okay.
And that also makes it easier for us to see that, to see what they've done and to know where they're at in their training.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt like with it. And I think Kelsey and Heidi, we kind of like checklists too. So I think that'll work. I don't know. So I guess, from here, is there any, is like this training is like, it goes through like getting familiar and getting started. And then I go through how to share the business. So, how to properly invite, how do you actually earn money? Again, I ask what personal development are you doing? And then it actually even asks, like, make a video to describe what it is that you're doing as a coach and share it with your coach. You don't have to share it with anybody else, because Michelle had me do this type of stuff. And I realized I wasn't always doing this with my coaches. Like, Ari, I don't know if I ever made you make a video sharing what you're doing as a coach. Yeah. See, I forgot these things. And then it goes through this, like a little checklist like that. So, I mean, I want to share it, but I also don't want to overwhelm people with stuff, like with training. I want people to not get stuck in training. So that's why I haven't really, beyond Kelsey and Heidi, I haven't really shared it to see, what our thoughts are.
Yeah, I think at the same time too, Tamara, if they had a checklist, then it would force them to take action instead of just like reviewing it and thinking that it was suggestions of like, oh, this is the stuff that I should do or I could do. If they know that they have to check it off. And then I think like just with any other follow-up, like if we go back to them and say, okay, give me a date of when you can have these done and when you want to schedule that first call, like that may be really good instead of just leaving it open-ended of like, okay, whenever you're done with these, call me. Like we need to almost give them an assignment of like, okay, in your first week, you need to have this done. Like schedule the call now for that first one. What do you think of that?
I like that.
Yeah, I love that too. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah. No, you're good. I think having a deadline is really smart. Not like a deadline, but like going ahead and setting a date. I like that a lot. That way they're not just stuck on step 1 or 2.
Yeah, I with Tony, I immediately sent her to the back office with her training, but I didn't give her any deadlines to get things done by a certain time. And so I have no idea where she's at in her training. I mean, she's doing really well. But, I just have, and I'm assuming she's done it, but I have no idea what she's done. So having a deadline to get back would definitely is a good idea.
Okay. All right. I'll have to look and see how we can edit that document to put in there like a deadline maybe.
Yeah, or I think, Tamara, even like when you were talking about splitting it up into like week 1, part 1, part 2, part whatever, like you could send that to them. And then when you send it, like ask them then, like, okay, I want to follow up with you and schedule this. Like, when can you realistically have this all done? And then that way, if they are struggling with something and like they haven't scheduled that with you, then you can go back to them and say, okay, like what's going on? Like, what are you struggling with? What do you need help with? So that may help us kind of keep a closer eye on them too.
Okay.
But don't know.
Yeah.
So. And then if they're doing self-paced things, then that eliminates us having to have our own separate group of coach basics going. Like we can share the training that we think is pertinent for them, like in our team pages, without having to run an own separate group. And then because it's revolving and self-paced, they can do it whenever they jump in. So we're not like, okay, sorry, you got to wait 2 weeks or dive in here or like hurry up and catch up. Like they're self-paced and they can do it. But it's definitely, I mean, if Beachbody created it and they had like the top super coaches, then like I'm going to roll with what they're doing. I'm not recreating the wheel. So.
Yeah, because what was it? This was the back office training was made by Melanie Mitro, right? Okay, and those of you that are new, Melanie Mitro was a top 10 coach 2-3 years. I mean, top 10, you can't get much better than that. I think she was number 1. Yeah. So you can't get any better than that. And I definitely, that's why it's great to have the back office training. And that's where the one that I made isn't quite all back office. It starts out with a lot of back office, and then it still has some back office. So that's why I'm just not sure if what I've made is getting to the part of what we're wanting to have. Does that make sense? Like, because I think, Heidi, you're really looking to use back office pretty much all in.
I think though, like at least with yours, Tamara, like, if we, I think first and foremost as coaches need to be familiar with what's in the back office. So instead of telling our coach, like, go look in the back office, it's in the back office, find it. Like, if we can tell them, like, at least it's in the getting started section, like, and like fill in the gaps or whatever, I mean, I think having that foundation of the system that you've, have that's working for you, if you're willing to share that, I think having that as a foundation for us to build on is better than having the weak foundation that everybody has right now.
Tamara, I think I still love the
Because
idea
I guess the other thing is you could do it. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Can you hear me? I was just thinking the other thing is just, because what we could do, if you want, is it could be more of a checklist and every single thing is from the back office. And so it could be that. It's just a little less personalized with coaches. I can't tell you which one would be better or not because I haven't tried that.
Exactly.
So I know that Kelsey and I did a training this last month, and I think Emily, one of my new coaches, and Christine, one of Ari's coaches, were both really active, and one of Morgan's coaches was really active with it. And I think that they learned a lot. That I'm just wondering if we had done that sort of training in our team page where it was just like, go to the back office and do this. It's just one, for me, it's like it's one extra click. And I don't want to make one extra click. I'd rather have it right there. So that's where it's harder. It's like you either got to self-pace and do it on your own, but if you're in a group, it's almost like you just need to go ahead and have the link to the 4 vital behaviors and have the link to the the quick start guide, business quick start guide for people to fill out instead of being like, okay, now go to your quick start guide and it's in the back office here. So it's hard. It's hard for me to figure out like which one would actually be more helpful for people, because you want them to know how to look in the back office. You want them to be independent, but then you also just want them to get it done.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So. And that's no system is going to be perfect for everyone, but at least we'll have options to decide, what is best. But
yeah.
Thoughts, Kelsey?
I'm just thinking maybe one of our checklist items could be get familiar with the back office so that we don't forget to tell people that. And I know just for me, saying get familiar with it and go back and look at the training. I never really did. I think I went back there maybe a little bit, but I never really knew if I was in the right spot too, or if this was what I should be doing. So I love the idea of a checklist. And I don't know whether we send them a checklist of 30 things at one time or whether we send like, here's 5 things, do these, and then let's set up a call. And then I'll send you the next 5. And maybe we could do it that way, or we could do, everything all at once. But maybe one of the checklist things is, go to the back office and do the whatever training. The back office can just be overwhelming, I think, sometimes because there's so much good stuff.
That's what happened with me when I first started, when I went on it. I was like, okay, there's so much information and I don't know what to do first. And so I'm just not going to do it anymore. Because, yeah, that's what happens with me. That's why I kind of like the Facebook groups, that like the one that you guys just recently did, just because for me, it just kind of spells it all out. And then I just know what to do when do it.
I also know for Ari, you did really well with those emails. Like I would send you emails and you would get back with me. And then you also did really well with coming back when you had like your first, and that's something else when you're a new coach, allow your upline. So Emily, allow your upline to help you with your first couple phone calls or your first couple Facebook messages. Cause Ari definitely, I've looked through hers and, helped her tweak a little bit of things and that helped me as a coach too. And I think it helped Ari occasionally. And then I know Michelle helped me do the same thing. And it was, those type of things are really helpful too. So there's different ways to learn, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, you need, and so, I don't know.
Awesome. Well, we have like 8 minutes left. So does anybody have any other questions, concerns, or suggestions that's working well, or just anything?
It might be extra work, but I don't know if when you sign a new coach, you could ask them, do you prefer to do like a self-paced training or do you want to be in this group where, like a Facebook group where we all do it together? I don't know. It might be too much, like it might be more work than it's worth. But just because I know people, learn differently. Some people like to do it themselves. Some people are like really self-motivated, and some people need to see like other people posting to like get going.
Yeah. And I guess the thing with the training too in the group is, one, it kind of gives you a deadline to use. Like my new internship starts, July 5th, I'm trying to get everybody that wants to be, my wording is totally off. You guys know I'm much better at wording than this. But, my new internship starts July 5th. Would love to get people joined in who want to learn what I do for this business. Contact me and let's see if this is right for you. So it gives you a deadline if you're doing that Facebook group training. And it also, but the only thing is also, Heidi, I think you had just mentioned that then you have people that do sign up for coaching, in the middle of the month or at the end of the month. And, so then you've got to get them going, and you don't want to just add them to the group and the group is already halfway through and they're already learning how to talk to challenge people, how to set up a challenge group, but they don't know anything. Like they didn't get that other base training of just like what is personal development. And, so that's the only downside of doing it that way. But then I guess you could, I'm just thinking out loud, I guess you could always be like, okay, so our current group is in, they're in the kind of middle of the training. Could I send you the self-paced training? You and I will touch base. When our next group gets going, I want to add you to that group. And then, and you'll have already done some of the tasks. It'll be a great reminder, and then get started with them. Would that be something that you guys think would be helpful, or?
Yes.
Does it even make?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So maybe always give them the option, just like Ari said. And then, and I'll just say for Kelsey's in my training that we've been doing, it's, we've just, any and all of our downline is in there. I think like I said, Ari's one of my downline and your coaches are in there, Ari. So we need to think about that group and how we want to use that to help everybody. So without it becoming overwhelming for people.
Yeah. Either that, Tamara, or like putting them in, making them, suggesting that they do like the 14-day, like how to talk to people training. Like you could even start them like with that while they're waiting to join your Coach Basic group too.
That actually makes a lot of sense to have them do something that's a little different than what our training would be. So it's not redundant.
Or so, just to kind of to where they're still taking action and they're still, learning how to talk to people. So then when you tell them, okay, make your post, they're not like, wait, what? Huh? How am I supposed to do that? Like that. So that may be kind of good to incorporate in that lull of, the people that join versus not.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a great idea, Heidi.
Good deal. Well, I mean, and that's the gorgeous thing about the Team Give family is that we can all bounce ideas off and mastermind, and to know that we're all constantly learning from each other. So that's awesome. But good deal. Well, if it's open, we have 4 minutes. So does anybody have anything else?
Thank you, ladies, for setting this up.
Oh, well, no, thanks for joining us, Kelsey, and everyone.
Yeah, and I just saw Hallie made the comment that it would be good to see it all at once, the checklist all at once, and I think that it's good in both cases, sending it in chunks or sending it at once. You might just have to look at it on your own. So do you guys want that checklist? Do you want to, I don't want people to go and reinvent the wheel and make their own checklist, but at the same time, it's like I said, it's not just back office. Like my checklist is not just back office, and I haven't used it yet with a coach. So I don't want to be like, this is awesome, you guys should use it. Cause I'm like, I don't know if it's awesome. Like, so what do you guys want?
It's awesome. I've seen it.
I mean, I like the idea too of like, you know, I guess it's just the personal decision where if you're going to use the back office, then, you know, like you can go through and make your own checklist of just the sections, like the getting started, the learning now, you know, and like those three, and then, you know, sending that. And then, you know, I almost think that if they're, because we don't want to overwhelm them. And so, I mean, if they're struggling with that area, then I think that we just need to be prepared to say, okay, let me send you this video from this coach that can explain it better, you know, and kind of fill in that gap and give them the solid understanding. So that may be somewhere for all of us to start as well.
Okay.
So it's just a lot of options. So, I mean, I know it's going to be clear as mud for a little bit, but I mean, ultimately that's the, you know, all of our businesses are going to run different, but, you know, I mean, the fact that we have, you know, we've kind of all masterminded, I think that we have a better direction of where we're headed than where we all started before we were on this call. So that's good.
All right.
Would it be possible for you to email that to us, or to save it to the files and somewhere?
Yes. What I will do is it's a Google Drive doc, so I'll just put it in after Heidi posts the video, or just in the Zoom call link. I'll just put it in the Zoom call link. I'll just put a link to it, and then I think you can just copy and paste it. I don't think anybody will be able to edit it but me, but I think you can copy and paste it and then, you know, make with it what you want, I guess.
Sounds great.
Do what?
She said,
sorry.
good.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the call, Heidi.
Oh, no problem. It was you too, Tamara. Thank you and Kelsey, the Success Squad. Then that's why you need accountability partners, people, because you can mastermind, and then this is what the beauty that comes out of it. So, all right, ladies.
For the confusion.
I know, right? Well, y'all have a good one, and we will all be in touch.
Bye.
Bye.